So, Mr. Donuts, who's going to be the Democratic nominee?
I think it's got to be Obama, only because of the sheer fact that people just can't stand Hillary. Hillary is the most aggravating person I've ever seen in my life. She's the most annoying, cold-hearted, calculating person I've ever seen in my entire life. She has no woman qualities as far as like caring and nurturing, other than the fact that she did this false cry the other day that just absolutely annoyed most of the American people.
Hillary gets on my nerves too, but I tell you what, Obama, I have to agree with you. Obama, he's going to give international relations. He's going to go overseas. He has his Muslim name. He practices Muslim religion. And I think he is going to be a smooth cat running through the election. He's going to get the young vote. I know the young votes come up short in the past elections, ever dating back to the rockier vote in the, 84?
Well, that's because people have better things to do, like going to keggers and things like that. I mean, who's got time to go and stand in line for 3 hours to pick a president of the United States of America, for crying out loud?
I'm telling you, more younger people are voting. I think that's going to be the difference in Obama becoming the Democratic nominee.
Excuse me while I take a drink of my adult beverage.
Republican nominee. Who's going to be the Republican nominee?
Oh God, who knows? McCain's definitely not going to be it, because McCain, he won New Hampshire, but he won New Hampshire the last election go around, and he didn't do anything after election. It was absolutely silly.
I have no idea who's going to be the Republican nominee, because this is completely up in the air. And that's all I have to say about that.
A lot of the polling did show that Fred Thompson did really well in South Carolina in the pre-polling, so we'll have to wait and see on that.
What about this Amy chick that commented on Tiger Woods?
You talking about Amy Lagajuku? Because who can pronounce her last name? I know I can't.
I can't either. What did she say?
She works for the Golf Channel, and she's down in Florida, I think it is.
She said something that irritated a lot of Tiger Woods.
She said that the only way that new up-and-coming golf challengers could ever possibly catch up to Tiger Woods would be to take him into a back alley and string him up in a lynching or something to that effect. But she did use the word. Well, she used the word lynch and Tiger Woods.
She's friends with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods camps that they don't care. They take no offense to the content.
They said it was a non-issue. They said it was a non-issue.
And isn't she from another country?
No, I don't know if she is or isn't.
But who cares?
Who cares? But you know what? The fact of the matter is you have all these people like Al Sharpton and stuff like that want to get the whole race relations stirred up and whatnot, and they're trying to make an issue out of it, just like they did with Imus and all that kind of crap. But the real problem that you have with that is, since when did the black man become the
ownership of lynching. The history of the U.S. that we've had lynchings of Native Americans.
White people were being hung in Europe, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Since when did the black man just be able to take over the word lynch? I guarantee you, in the history of America, if you look at it, more black people have been shot than lynched in the history of America. For crying out loud, black on black crime in the inner city is far less for shootings. But if she had said,
no, I asked you, Mr. Donuts. There's a million words in the English vocabulary. I'm guessing. Why can't we just cut out a few? Why can't we just cut out a few to appease the minority?
You want to cut out a few words. Well, where does it stop? What can I, if she had said, why can't we take Tiger Woods out into the back alley and shoot him? Then it would have been, oh my God, now she wants to shoot a white woman wants to shoot a black man. Where does it stop? Where does it end?
Man, all one knows about question number 3 here.
What is question number 3?
You read it to me.
Oh, why has the U.S. not been attacked since 9/11? Well, that's a fairly decent question.
That's an interesting question, because you never really ask that part of the debate. You go, should we be in war? Shouldn't we? They did have weapons of mass destruction. Should we not gone? Yada, yada, yada. We went from Afghanistan to Iran. Was Bush just trying to appease his daddy because he didn't get the Iran trophy or the Iraq trophy? So I never really thought about, is the war working because we haven't been attacked since 9/11?
Well, here's my thoughts on it.
We know the Mideast hates us.
Yeah, absolutely they do, and they don't hate us because of that we vote for elections. They hate us because of who we are. They hate us because we're not Muslim. That's the biggest part of it. Part of the problem is that we're so-called non-believers because we don't worship Allah, and they believe Allah is the only God, and anybody that doesn't believe in Allah is an infidel and should be killed immediately. I know that for a fact because I've been in the Middle East and I've talked to these people and I know exactly what their mindset is. But I think the biggest reason that we haven't been attacked since 9/11 is because why in the world would Osama bin Laden want to reignite the very feelings that we had since 9/11? I mean, at this
Give
point,
him more power, more legitimacy, because he attacked the holy land of the U.S., the mighty evilness of the world, and the more we build that up, the more he goes higher on his pedestal.
I totally understand that, but at the same time, what I'm trying to tell you is that it would only reignite U.S. ambitions to destroy him. Right now, the United States is tearing itself apart in between, should we be in Iraq, shouldn't we be? Should we be in Afghanistan, shouldn't we be? We're going back and forth, and we're doing so much infighting amongst ourselves, we're kicking our own ass as opposed to kicking his ass.
I'm telling you what, you're giving me tired head. I want to talk about the Green Bay Seattle game. I predict Seattle's going to lose. I got Green Bay 4, Seattle 20. I know that's not true.
Green Bay 42, Seattle 20, that's your prediction?
That's not the real score, was it?
Yes, it absolutely was.
Wasn't?
Yes, it was. It was Green Bay 42, Seattle 20. Green Bay absolutely rolled on Seattle up in the blizzard of the north.
Man, I thought it was Seattle. When it was Green
and the
Bay,
Legend of Lambeau, they rolled.
When Green Bay had those 2 fumbles in the first quarter and they were down by 14 points, I thought for sure Seattle had a chance.
The first play of the game, Favre threw a freaking pick that was returned back to the 1 yard line.
Man, Favre is on fire.
He came back.
Talk about him retiring for 3 years. Favre, do not retire. You are the man. Somehow you've broken all records. Keep it going. Play until you cannot play anymore.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, big surprise. New England beat Jacksonville 31-20. What a shocker that was.
Yeah. Jacksonville played a good game, but like every other team that hung in there, about the fourth quarter, whether it's a minute into the fourth quarter or 11 minutes into the fourth quarter, New England just comes ahead.
Did we fail to mention that we call this show Chicken and Donuts because we do sports and politics, which is absolutely 2 things that do not belong together at any time, anywhere. But that's what we call this show, so that's what we're doing. We're doing sports and politics.